What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Wednesday, February 1st, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Cats on Creck Enlightenment NFTs. Now, these NFTs are basically an IP extension. They are not an art upgrade. There's much more that we need to explain in this video of what these things actually mean to the Cats on Creck community and for future holders who are looking on the sidelines thinking, maybe should I ape into this or have some exposure? Well, hopefully this video is educational and informative for you to make that decision. Now, everything in this video is not financial advice. It's just my own opinion and just for your own entertainment. So please do your own due diligence before investing in anything, especially NFTs. Now, be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page. And most importantly, please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's get right into it because this is going to be a juicy video. So as you can see here, there are plenty of new Enlightenment NFTs of these Cats on Creck. Now, if you don't know what the originals look like, they look like this. Now, these NFTs are the original OG PFPs. Now, what you see on the left-hand side are the different Enlightenment stages. Now, if I take that away, we can look at the floor price. The floor price actually has dropped from 20 Solana to 14 Solana. But don't let that deter you, because I think that Enlightenment NFTs is what you really want to focus on, not these NFTs, because some of these NFTs are not upgraded. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And it's so funny because someone just bought this right now. So let's talk about what this is all about. Now it's going to begin to start on how people had started in their Enlightenment stage. So if we look at this clip right over here, this person, Ryuzaki, actually filmed or recorded his experience basically combining his PFP with different Clem bottles. You may not know what Clem bottles is if you're not familiar with this collection, but don't worry, at the end of the video, we're gonna make it very interesting for you to understand. So that's how people have been creating these NFTs, is using these Clem bottles and combining it with their PFPs to create these enlightened NFTs or elevated NFTs. Now, as you can see, the artwork is absolutely fantastic. They're all across the board at all different price points, but I think if you want some exposure in this, there is going to be a great price point and entry at different levels, which we will show. Now, let's look at the artwork. Now, this person says, this is me, my set has 27 lives now versus 9 since it's cats. And you can see that the artwork is fantastic. One's a Clem 1, one's a Clem 2 bottle. Next up, we also have the Benny, I am transcended. Now, he took his bunny ear NFT and transcended to version 1, which is Clem 1, and version 2, Clem 2. And these are absolutely fantastic. And then we also have this one. Vox elevated his PFP, which his current PFP is this one right here. And this is version 1, and this is version 2, or Clem 1 or Clem 2 bottles. Next up, we also have this one who just used either a Clem 1 or Clem 2 bottle for just his one PFP. And as you can see here, we have more people. This one's really cool. So this is a really rare NFT, one of the top 10 ranking NFTs with the flaming head. So this is what this person did from Sunny Wing. They end up transforming their NFT not just once, but twice. These are two different Clem bottles, 1 and 2. And as you can see, these are absolutely amazing. It's also really cool that you get to see 3 NFTs in one. Next up, we also have this person, Hero FYPM, who transformed his laser eye trait. And look at this, he transformed it in Clem 1 bottle and a Clem 2 bottle. Look how epic that is. I love the artwork, a lot of details. And again, it actually has taken over a year, maybe even less than that, a little bit less than that, for these NFTs to actually reveal. But I think it's absolutely worth it because the layering for these traits is actually complex and hard, considering that all these NFTs have different traits: skin, clothes, hats, apparel, whatever you can think of. So this person did a Clem 1 and a Clem 2 bottle. You see how that amazing detail is? You're actually, when you're buying these NFTs, you're buying 3 NFTs in one purchase. Now, we also got this person who did a fully inline for his NFT in 2 stages, number 1 and number 2, Clem 1, Clem 2. We also have these other NFTs. I'm now doing bulk items. As you can see, these are the original OG PFPs, and then we also have the Clem 1, and then the Clem 2 bottles. Absolutely great, right? And then we also have this one, which shows a bit broader aspect. Now, in the middle is the OG PFPs, and on the left is the Clem 1, on the right is the Clem 2. And you can always pause this video if you want, but this is a great example. Now, these are more rarer traits, right? So we have the headgear GM, which is also known for Good Morning, the bunny ears, the television set, and the flaming skull. And as you can see, we have the Clem 1, and then the Clem 2 bottles. You get my drift? I think you do. But someone from the Ethereum community who actually owns a mutant ape says that this art by Cets on Creck should be worth more than 15 Ethereum. And when you think about that, I absolutely think it is worth 15 Ethereum or more, because the artwork is fantastic. It's very unique within itself, and it's developing this new idea about IP extension. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. He says he's not going to lie, it's better than Bored Ape Yacht Club and Penguins, which are pretty much doing really well on the Ethereum blockchain. And also keep in mind, he also is debating which PFP to rock. Is it his mutant ape or is it his Cets on Creck? Now, when you compare these two NFTs together, it's almost like, wow, you know, the Cets on Creck artwork is really up there in terms of scalability, in terms of its artwork deliverance and performance, and also its representation. That's exactly what I want to see in a PFP, dynamics. Now, what did I do? I ended up getting 2 of these NFTs off the secondary floor without having to create it myself. So this is the one that I bought. The reason I got it is because of this hair. The hair and the suit, and what does it look like? This is the Clem 1 version, which I absolutely love, and this is the Clem 2 version. This is my first NFT that I bought. So what's my very second one? Well, we're gonna look into that. I also picked up this one on the secondary floor. This is the GM headgear, which is Good Morning. Now, what did I get for this one? Now, this one only had a Clem 2 trait, not a Clem 1. There's a reason why I can't upgrade this to a Clem 1 as well. It's only this original version and Clem 2. And this is what Clem 2 looks like. Isn't that amazing? Okay, now let's get down to the very end of the video, because you're wondering how to get one of these. Now, if you go to the marketplace and you type in Cets on Creck on Magic Eden, you'll show up at this page. When you go into the Enlightenment section, you'll find out which one's the E1, E2, E1, and E2. So this is Clem 1, Clem 2, and Clem 1, Clem 2. Now, the reason this is important is because you need to see which ones you want to buy. For some reason, sometimes people want to get a little bit of exposure. They don't want to spend a lot of money. They just want to spend 16 Solana for 2 NFTs. So as an example, you can just go ahead and scroll to the right, and you'll see that that one NFT is transformed into that specific Clem 1 trait. Same thing with Clem 2. So if we go to the Clem 2 version, we'll see that some people, it's actually a little bit higher. You know, we went from 16 Solana to E2, which is 21 Solana. So obviously there are some traits in here that are really amazing, but only 1 NFT per OG PFP. So honestly, it's really up to you to decide what kind of exposure you want. And also, you gotta love the artwork. You gotta love the trait that it comes with. So if you don't like the artwork, don't buy it. Just find the right one for you. Now for me, I think the best return on investment is the E1 plus E2, or the Clem 1 plus Clem 2, because you're getting 3 PFPs for 1 purchase. So right now the floor is around 14 Solana. If you do 14 times 3, it's actually much more than 36 Solana, considering that this is the lowest cost. So you got to really evaluate which is the best value. But again, not all the cheaper ones are the best ones. But you can see here that this one has 2 NFTs on top of the original NFT. So that could be a better price of entry for you. And that's exactly what I did with my first purchase order. But again, it's really up to you to decide which ones you want. But guess what? What if you don't want to do any of these and you just want to start out fresh? Well, before you do that, before you end up, providing a concoction to make this NFT for yourself rather than buying it through the Enlightenment categories, before you look into any of these NFTs, you have to make sure that it's upgraded. Now, if we go to the lower left-hand side, you'll see upgrade and then milk. Why is that important? It's because these NFTs right here, chosen by their owners, upgraded their PFP. So basically, these NFTs can transform into anything you want. You can include a Clem 1 and a Clem 2 bottle, or just one of the other. So when you do that, you have to make sure it's these selected in this category, because when I unselect it, you'll notice that it's a completely new set, and you can accidentally buy one of these NFTs without it being upgraded and you can't transform it. So at least you know now. So what happens if you do buy, say for instance, this NFT? You buy the cheapest one and you want to transform it. Well, you have to buy the Clem bottle. So when you go over here to Magic Eden, you have to type in Cets milk bottle in your search engine. Then you got to go to type on the left-hand side, and you got to choose your bottle. So if you choose Clem 1, which is E1, you'll choose this bottle for 3.6 Solana. If you do E2, which is 8.8 Solana at its lowest price, that's where you can find that. And then if you decide to choose E1 or E2, or just both of them in general, you take your OG PFP, you take these Clem bottles, and then you also have to buy Creck tokens. You see how complicated this is? But if you're really crypto savvy in the blockchain world, this is simple for you. But if you want to buy Creck tokens, you go over to radium.io, and you have to buy Creck tokens using USDC. That's what I recommend. Now you need 800 tokens, not 810. I'm just kind of creating this really quick example, but you need 800 Creck tokens per Clem bottle. So you can't just use 800 Creck tokens for both bottles. You literally have to have 1600 Clem tokens for 2 bottles to transform your one PFP into 2 different versions, which is Clem 1 and Clem 2. So with that said, now you understand what to do. Are you going to create your own, which could be a little bit more complicated and maybe a little bit more costly? Or are you going to just conveniently, what I would do is do an E1. So I would either do this one, which is a little bit cheaper because it's already been created for you. You don't have to waste any time, and you can already search for the designs yourself without having to figure out what it's going to look like in the combination plate. So, for me, I think the best opportunity, if you have the funds for it, get an E1 and E2 and find and wait for the best trades to pop up, or not. You can just pick up these right now, and they're already available. So with that said, let me know your thoughts down below where Cats on Creck is going to be in your opinion, because I absolutely think that this is worth a lot of Ethereum and a lot of Solana. Because again, the extension, the IP extension, which I'm going to explain to you, is that these NFTs are not just art upgrades. They're an extension for intellectual property, meaning that this may lead into something else. And what is that going to be connected to? It's actually going to be connected to this. It's called Labug. Now, Labug is this mysterious, we don't know what it is. All we know is that it has this animated artwork, and you can use these in memes and whatnot. And also they have feeds and leadership boards that you can look forward to. But again, this is connected somehow to Cats on Creck, especially for the IP extensions of these NFTs. And even Pablo himself retweeted that I can see everything. What did he respond to? It was basically to their Twitter page. Their Twitter page said, in a planet far, far away called the Set world, or the Cat world, some feelings have drunk our home concocted Clems, which we just showed you. Aching for a vision into the planet Labug. What lies ahead for them is a question for another day. So, now you know that this NFT is more than just 1 or 3 NFTs. It's connected to another thing. So now you have to evaluate, what are you going to do? And I look forward to hearing your comments down below on Twitter and YouTube. So as always, be sure to like up the button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page to support the content that we bring to you on a daily basis. Supporting our Patreon page supports us supporting you on a daily basis. And with that said, guys and girls, we'll see you guys next time.